Hey, how you doing today? Well, I want to make a video, real quick. Trying to be more consistent, so don't mind me sweating. I'm just kind of burning up in my car, but here I go. This video is basically going to be about the ICE raids that are taking place today. So the Trump administration announced that ICE raids were going to be taking place as of today, basically to deport illegal immigrants who have final orders of deportation. So it's not a matter of people who are waiting to be processed or waiting to get their hearing or anything like that. They've already been ordered by a court, by a judge, basically to be deported. Right before this happened, I believe ICE, they tried to do some raids in New York, and I guess they weren't vastly successful with it. Number one. Number two, right before today, there was a protest in Colorado in which quote-unquote protesters raided an ICE facility and took down the American flag, desecrated it, and raised up the Mexican flag. And then I think they also took one of the flags for, Blue Lives Matter, which represents the law enforcement, and they desecrated that flag. So a lot of, I guess, leftists, whatever you want to call them, progressives, anti-American ideologues and demagogues, whatever, are acting out, lashing out violently. So, I mean, this is to be expected, and, I know that a lot of people were upset that, ICE didn't come out and deal with the people. At the moment, they were desecrating the American flag and raising up the Mexican flag, but, if you think a little bit more strategically, I believe that they may have played their cards right, because all these protesters were going to do was try to provoke them, just to have an excuse, to attack the ICE agents. I don't really talk too much about race, but as a mixed man, majority black, African descendant of slaves, I know exactly how these tactics work, so I believe they were trying to goad, the ICE agents, into getting close enough so that they could lash out and attack people, kind of like how they attacked Andy Ngo, the journalist, who was basically documenting the Antifa protest. They failed in this tactic. Right before this happened, all the power, I guess, was lost in New York. I guess it was started by a fire of some sort. But as much as maybe certain people were hoping and wishing, for everybody to fall into fear and chaos to rise, because of loss of power, a lot of people just kind of took it with a grain of salt. Some people were actually singing, I guess you could say religious hymns. So they probably got the opposite reaction as they intended to provoke. So, long story short, I think ICE, CBP, and the likes, they have every right to do their job. And many other people who are angry about this, they have to accept the fact that they voted against funding, so that kids could have beds, so that these illegal immigrants that were being processed would have access to supplies. And number two, we always got to remember these so-called kids in cages and all that stuff. Hey, Obama built those facilities, so, that's on you. Sorry. So, but to be fair, okay, these facilities are meant for processing, not like long-term, detention centers, like jailhouses or whatever. They're not meant to keep people for a long time. So this is a direct result of people pushing this open borders agenda, okay, and going out of their way, like I think a congresswoman from Texas, Democrat congresswoman from Texas, went out of her way to secretly aid illegal immigrants into gaming our system to come in illegally. And the whole time this is going on, they're screaming racist this, racist, 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 racist. So got to the point where, some Democrats are campaigning to be president in Mexico, of all places. And no, they're not going to be president of Mexico. They want to be president of the United States, but they're campaigning in Mexico. So you see what I'm saying? There's no logic. So I hope, for success in this operation, because President Trump gave an extra 2 weeks to try to come up with a solution to this border crisis, which was denied by the media, mainstream media, by the Democrats, and mocked on top of that. So, hey, let's be real about it. It looks like they're perfectly fine with women and children getting raped, murdered, human trafficking, sex trafficking, whatever you want to call it, all of that. They're all for that because the border crisis didn't exist, right? But I took photos, and you can visit my website, PrometheusHatchet.com, and I wrote a blog, and I took a trip down to a border where apparently there was a mural, basically, speaking about their dreams, to where they could take this photo of this mural, talk about what their American dream is going to be, and illegal immigrants could use this, and then they'll post it all over social media, okay, to share with the entire world. So when you get to the point where Mexico sends 15,000 troops to our southern border to help stem all this flow, and they're doing obviously a lot more than what the Democrats are doing, it really speaks on their character, doesn't it? It really speaks on their character and what their true intentions are, their agenda is. But I guess that's pretty much it for now. I see nothing wrong with interior enforcement. I mean, it is part of the job description that ICE agents are supposed to uphold. And let's always remember, ICE was created as a response to 9/11, which 9/11, if nobody knows, or if you're too young or whatever, 9/11 was when we had a terrorist attack on the Twin Towers, and they as Ilhan Omar would say, some people did something, and they hijacked some planes and crashed them into the Twin Towers. So I mean, you could look more into that. The video got a little bit long, so I'm gonna try to keep it down in bite-sized pieces as I move forward. And that's pretty much it. So please like the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. I will continue to do this, and I will proudly proclaim that I am a member of the Presidential Advisory Board. I'm a member of the Trump 2020 campaign, and more. Long story short, I support this president. I believe that as a whole, the Republican Party is much more American than the Democrat Party at this sense. And also, I believe that, these radical leftists, whatever you want to call them, like AOC and Ilhan Omar, they really need to tone it down, man, because they're giving Nancy Pelosi a tough time. I mean, for Christ's sake, man. I believe people can change, and for the better, not always for the worst, but I mean, come on, man. I mean, you're not even giving Nancy Pelosi a chance to win the next election. So if you want to completely kill off the Democrat Party, if you want to lose the 2020 election by a landslide, you know, by 1,000,000%, whatever you want to call it, you know, just like that fake Russian dossier and all that crap that happened with the Obama administration, then go right ahead, you know, because either you're going to learn the easy way or you're going to learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Now, most of the time, you know, I'm always about win-win. You know, I want everybody to win. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But, you know, you shouldn't, you know, have to win at the expense of an entire nation. So, last thing I'll say before I end this video, President Trump and the Republicans at least put up something, at least proposed something, you know what I'm saying, to come up with a solution to this border crisis. Where the hell is your proposal? Alright, so hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be notified in my next video. God bless, have a good day, bye.